Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. With me is Mike.
I'm Mike. This is 2020.
Still recovering from 2 long nights of Wrestle Kingdom.
Wasn't it technically one long day?
A long day for us, but... All right, let me see if I can wake Tommy up here. Let's find out.
No, Liger, no, please stay.
Oh, man. Oh, you guys do it in my house. Oh,
First of all, if you slept all the way over here, I'm going to wonder how the hell you drove to this place.
I don't know how I got from place to another on weekend.
Hello, cruise control.
Yeah. Hey. Over. Hey. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's going on? What are we doing?
Well, we are recapping Wrestle Kingdom 14.
Oh, yeah.
The show that you hosted last week.
Yeah. Awesome.
And probably lost all your sleep over, and your sleep schedule's all jacked up now, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And this song is giving me just so many feels right now. Like, no.
This, of course, is
Yeah.
Jushin Thunder Liger's theme music that hasn't changed since the 1980s. So if it sounds like an 80s song, it's because it is.
And if it's not like every single anime opening you've ever heard, yes.
Yes. Tommy was very emotional on social media after Liger's matches.
So bad. I haven't posted. I'm still trying to cut the picture. Like I took 2 pictures with him when he was in San Antonio 5 years ago. No, longer than that. Was it 2013?
God, I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and I got 2 pictures with him. And
that was last decade.
Yeah. Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Last decade.
Crazy.
But yeah.
Yeah. Our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast.
Oh, I'm
you
back
can
over here.
subscribe to the
Yeah.
Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone. We got a few comments on the YouTube video about it, how excited they were for Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Tommy for sure definitely watched it. I got to see bits and pieces of it, unfortunately, because there's so much that went on this past weekend. My Titans won, so we were kind of going nuts with that. Yeah, and so much wrestling going on. This is going to be a loaded show. We are recapping Wrestle Kingdom 14, as I mentioned, and we're going to be previewing 2 Sunday shows, NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool and Impact HardToKill.
Nice.
Wow. They're both on
Sounds like
Sunday.
a Steven Seagal movie.
Makes you wonder if it was or like a failed movie title.
I'm pretty sure Hard to Kill.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
It might have been.
Look it up, guys. Tell us.
Yeah.
Or should it have been?
We'll start Wrestle Kingdom 14 now. Tommy's going to do the majority of the talking here. We're going to try and reel it in a bit. Now, here's what I'm going to mention. Mike and I sucked on night 1 from our picks.
To be fair, I think everyone who picked anything was just not doing good that night.
This show just did not go the way we thought it was going to go.
Look, here's my explanation.
Okay.
I went ride or die with Bullet Club. And whenever we always talk about ride or die, we never talk about the die part.
We don't
Metaphorically,
Yeah, because you did die.
my picks died. Okay?
Who thought
Me and Bullet Club went over the cliff. And you know, it
I
happens.
think Bullet Club was only won 1 match the entire weekend, and that was when
Jay
beat
White.
Ibushi.
Yeah,
Yes.
in the consolation match.
Good Lord. Talk about a horrible weekend for them, too, man. I mean...
They lost every single title they had.
Shout out to Moxley and Sabre Jr. for my 2 wins. That's right, Gaijin. I got you, boys. It may be 2-11, but those 2.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that was... wow.
Honestly, the 6 I got right shocked me. So.
Yeah. Tommy, we'll get to the pick results later, but things that you liked from this weekend. Because honestly, the biggest thing that killed me, how in the hell did Kota Ibushi lose both matches? Here I was thinking this was like the whole year. I'm just pissed off because the whole year I thought this was leading up to him winning it all. This is supposed to be his weekend, and he lost them both.
The only reason I'm not mad is because if I learn anything about New Japan's long-term booking is like it pays off, and there's no clear evidence of that than Naito's win. So
okay,
I think he's still going to be a big player in there in what they do, and
I hope so.
You know, I think his story is going to.
Because regardless,
take some turns this year.
Because here's the thing, though, because New Japan takes this as seriously as any title win. The fact that he's still won G1 Climax and he's won the New Japan Cup before.
Right.
Those are still big tournaments that they put a lot of stock in. If he won those, the championship is not far behind. It just this was Naito's Wrestle Kingdom this time around.
Yeah, damn it.
But I get it, though.
Even though Kenta laid his ass out.
I will never
Bullet
forgive
Club
you,
coming
Kenta. You son of a...
Bullet Club got their heat back at the end.
You son of a bitch. How could you?
Why does that anger you so much? I'm curious.
It was Naito's moment.
Huh?
Actually, I heard something about that or maybe it was you, but that in Wrestle Kingdom usually it goes off the air with the winner.
Yeah,
of the
with the
champion
winner
or
of the
whatever.
champion walking
this
up
was
the
a little,
ramp.
right. This was a little bit of a
The swerve.
Now, I will say, from a pure wrestling fan standpoint, that angered me to no end. From a booking standpoint, that was
Pure genius.
amazingly brilliant.
Yes.
Like, it was the best. Did you actually see him like after that? Did you watch a clip of him after he walked out of the ring?
He sat on him with both belts, which was awesome.
But did you see him as he was walking
not
out?
afterwards.
As he was walking out, he kept doing this to the fans.
Oh yeah, that's heat. If you're especially the Japanese fans.
And there were some fans yelling at him in English, and he was yelling back at them.
Oh,
like,
nice.
It's dude, you guys. It was.
You didn't hear the very faint "Hey Kenta."
Hey Kenta.
They were chanting though. If you translate, they're chanting "Kenta go home."
Nice.
Like I forget what the word for it is in Japanese, but if you translate, it's "Kenta go home."
Nice.
Kenta go home. And,
Yeah.
and then on New Year's Dash, he said, "I'm not going anywhere." I was like, well. There it is. You'll never get a better heel than Kenta right now. You're
just
not
run
going to
that,
get one
man.
better.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just so from a fan standpoint, yeah, that angered me. But for like in real life, no, that was absolutely perfect. There was so good.
It was just well done.
Yeah.
That Suzuki coming out after Moxley won.
His music hit, and I, like the rest of the crowd, lost our freaking minds. If you want, because I was sitting at home, and I think just like shocked everybody. I was like, oh my god, are we doing this now?
How did you not make reaction videos of yourself?
I was trying because I could
Should have
set my
recorded
camera.
yourself.
I should have.
Yeah.
I should have set up my camera in time. But it was so good. The second Suzuki's music hit, I was like, yep, let's get this fight going.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Renee.
Yeah, because Suzuki, every time Moxley attacks him, Suzuki's laughing now. So, and as everyone knows, when Suzuki laughs, someone dies. I don't know who, but
Sometimes a young lion.
Sometimes, most of the time, a young lion.
Now, what's curious though, Moxley of course came out of the weekend. Every IWGP / Never Open whatever championship changed hands this weekend. Basically every title that's New Japan owns, and Moxley still signed at AEW. But holds the IWGP United States Championship now.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting little tidbit.
Yeah.
How is this going to play out for him? Is he under contract in two companies, basically, you know?
I mean,
He's-
and honestly, he's the hottest thing right now. So I don't see.
And he's the
why-
bridge between the two.
Yeah.
Him and Jericho, I think, are definitely the bridge.
Yeah.
They are.
I think it's because his star power is big enough where he's one of the few guys who can get away with it.
Okay.
And New Japan, they don't have any grudge against him. They're mad at the Elite.
And
Yeah.
AEW seems to early on be kind of cool. Like, there was the thing with the women's match where they was it Chris Statlander who had a match and they postponed it, a singles match because she had already obligations. So they seem pretty cool. And I think AEW wants to work with them. From everything I've read, it's New Japan that's a little.
But see, the thing is, you also have to count the factor in the fact that this is Moxley and Jericho you're talking about. I mean, if they want to, they'll just leave. If they get too uncomfortable, they'll just leave.
Proved it.
Yeah. So, and I think just like I said, the star power of these two is like they're the. I mean,
like right now. Yeah.
Jericho stays hot whenever he gets back, whenever he wants to wrestle. Moxley has made himself the hottest thing since he left. So, I mean, and New Japan, their tours. The only time their tours last a long time is during tournament season, like G1 Climax and World Tag League for heavyweights. That's when those last a long time. But if you're not in those tournaments, and if you're like just part of the tour, you can kind of miss a couple days. Like say if he's like still with the company for the best of the Super Juniors, even if he's on the tour, if he has to miss a day to fly for Dynamite then fly back, that's like a day he missed. He can still be on the rest of the tour.
Yeah.
New Japan does that kind of thing all the time because best of the Super Juniors focuses on the juniors.
Yeah.
So everyone else is just kind of gravy.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, as a sign that Moxley is such a hot commodity, we ran 2 Twitter polls over the weekend. Night one, which title change surprised you the most? Moxley winning the U.S. title garnered the most votes. 57% thought that was the most surprising result. And then of the 2 big rivalries, future matches that are coming out of the weekend, Moxley versus Suzuki, Naito versus Kenta. Everybody is looking forward to the most Moxley versus Suzuki.
Yeah.
I think that's because that's the most violent encounter that we've never seen yet.
Yes.
Because oh man, Archer and Moxley's match.
Yeah.
Jesus, they were
Violent.
Yeah.
Shout out to Archer.
Shout out, man, for sure. And just when you thought it couldn't get more violent, Suzuki's music plays. Kazane Nare, she plays all throughout the Tokyo Dome, and here he comes walking down this tracksuit. I was like, well, if that was violent, this is going to be death.
Was there any chance on night 2 that you really felt Juice had a chance to win both titles?
There was a second there I thought he had a chance for a brief second, but I think while I don't think they wouldn't not give him a belt because he already won the tag titles. I just think that the prospect of Moxley and Suzuki is just too good to pass up, and it is. I mean, of course, they don't need a belt to fight over. I mean, because Suzuki would punch anyone in the face because he felt like it.
Right.
But I think the guys like Suzuki, whenever they hold any belt, it goes up immediately. Like I think the IC title was already pretty hot. The Never Open Weight title were pretty hot, but then Suzuki wanted them. They became that much more important.
Yeah.
And if Suzuki is suddenly fighting for the U.S. belt, even if it is just to take it off a guy he doesn't like, that still gives the belt an immense amount of prestige right away.
Yeah. Now, we mentioned it. You ride or die with the Bullet Club. Everybody on the Bullet Club lost at least one match this weekend.
Pretty much,
Jay White be the only one that kind of redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
And he needed Gato's help to get that to do that much.
What does this mean for that group? Because that's just a hell of a bad weekend, you know?
Well, I mean, it gets saved a little bit with Kenta.
Yeah.
What he's getting into. I think they'll always kind of be there. I don't think it'll hurt them in the long run. There may I don't know. Tommy may know more of the board, but there maybe there's some changes in the undergroup. Maybe some new people eventually come in. As always happens. But
Well, that could be because all these stables have been pretty consistent with their rosters for the past few years now, and sooner or later there's bound to be some betrayals, jumping ship. Like the only real jump ship from Bullet Club that's happened recently was when Robbie Eagles left to join Chaos. I mean, and other than that, one thing I could see is if guys get sick and tired of Chase Owens or Yujiro Takahashi and kick him out or something like that, or if suddenly the leadership changes and something like that. I don't really see anything happening right now, but we'll see because the next big events they have coming up is the New Beginning, and actually that's going to start in the U.S. And actually they announced today that Kenta is going to get a double title shot against Naito. I forget which night, but he's going to get a shot. Nice. So I think after that we'll see if something's going to happen, if things are changing or whatnot. So
now, do you see this with Naito holding both titles? Is it possible that they just go ahead and unify them?
It's possible, but I'll see. Like I said, I think after New Beginning, they'll start making those, letting everyone know. I think right now they're just riding on the immense high that was Wrestle Kingdom. So I think they'll make those definite changes pretty soon. Okay. I think the only reason Kenta's getting a double title shot right now is just because of how badly Naito probably wants to kill him at this current moment in time. So yeah, that's probably now it's probably Naito saying, no, he can challenge me for both. I'm going to murder him, but he can challenge me for both.
All right. Now, our pick results over the weekend. Mike, 2-11, as we mentioned. I wasn't a whole lot better. I went 3-10. What a way to start the new year, huh? We're killing it.
Yes.
2020's going to be great, bro. Tommy, 6-7.
Yay, I was mediocre at best.
Here's the thing, though. Night 1, you were, let me see, where is it? 3-2, respectable, but then you went 3-5 the next one. So.
I'm waiting for the rodeo road trip to really gel and to get together. That's when I start kicking
Those
it
Spurs.
in. Yes.
Hey, that could happen this year for them, too. So.
No, I know.
Now, as far as WrestleCast ratings go, 0 to 5, 5 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December to Dismember. I really only saw a few highlights. I haven't gotten to watch the full event yet.
Yeah, same here. So I think Tommy, just give it to
Tommy,
okay.
You're the man that stayed up, lost sleep, a lot of energy drinks or whatever it was. Yeah. Your lone score is going to be the WrestleCast rating for this entire weekend.
And
I'm sure you've thought about this.
I've been thinking about this a lot because I figured I was probably gonna be the only one who watched the whole thing.
I'm gonna see it. I know it's just we had a lot going on. I was really trying to keep up.
And I never get mad at anyone for never watching it live. It's just that this is what I especially set time aside for. It's I tell people going into December and November, like, hey, January 4th, do not contact me. I will be busy sleeping because the night before I'll be up until about.
It's great as I wake up the next morning and I see, okay, this guy won, and I'm not looking at results. I'm reading his social media posts.
And I purposefully left everything like not blank, but just like not like saying who won or lost because a lot of friends of mine were asleep.
and that annoyed me because then I had to go find another website with results. Here I'm expecting, like, Facebook is open, ready to go on your page.
Next time I'll message you the results.
Or just, post something that only I can see.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
It's called a text message.
I'll text you at 6 a.m. as I'm dropping asleep.
Yeah.
Hey, JC. And then, like, a whole bunch of E's.
Yeah,
right. 901. But, okay.
I will see the show eventually.
Yeah.
I need your New Japan login, but that's fine. I'll see it.
I got you. Honestly, I got to be perfectly honest here, and I've been thinking about it, but I'm giving it the 5. I'm giving it the 5 because even the 8-man tag team matches that seem pointless to me were just plain fun.
Beat that Royal Rumble. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, and I said this before we started recording. So a friend of mine, I don't know if you heard me, a friend of mine put on Twitter about Raw. So he said, so that's their version of entertainment. And to be perfectly fair, I didn't see all of Raw, but what I did see was kind of enjoyable. But I was like, yeah, you can't really go from watching Wrestle Kingdom, and even if you saw New Year's Dash, to watching Raw, that's wildly unfair.
It's so different. And then again, another note on Raw. Let the security know if somebody's a part of the show, people. You almost screwed it up in WrestleMania with Gronk, where the security almost stopped him. And man, just little things, guys, little things, you know.
And real quick, the whole Liger retirement thing was fantastic. Like the video.
I was about to ask you about that. Yeah. So, what is your thoughts on it? Just the way he went out.
I think he went out the right way. I mean, his loss in night one was when it was Ryusuke Taguchi pinned him. That was good. And then the next time was Hiromu Takahashi. I mean, he's basically christened these two guys as like the present and future of the junior division. The division that, let's be honest, he didn't start it, but God, he kept it. He gave it some serious teeth. Yeah. Like the junior division was probably looked at as like something not as important until guys like Liger, Tiger Mask, and everyone he faced in night one jumped in, and they brought it to this whole new level. And now he's like pretty much christening these new guys and they're saying, you guys have got the torch from here. And like his speech the following night really cemented that, like saying he was happy to go out losing to guys like Hiromu because he gave it his all and they beat him anyway. And I mean, he was saying like, you know, I wrestled knowing I could still do this, and that's why I want to retire. He did say one thing funny. He said to his wife and his son, I know I've been gone a long time, and I have to put up with me being at the house a lot more. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. But I think it's great, man. It's like he did go out on top. He didn't go out like, you know, clearly on his last legs of a match, but no, he went out like strong as he could, and that's great because I'm like everybody else. If he'd have wrestled another 10 years, I'd have been convinced he could still do it. Sure. Yeah. So I mean, it was a great series of nights. I like how pretty much all the locker room, the faces anyway that were supposed to paid him respect, in the ring at Year's Dash and everything. Chaos took a selfie with him. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, it's just the fact that Chaos took a selfie to me is hilarious. But and I'm sure Bullet Club and all those guys just couldn't do it on camera.
Sure.
We're the
the whole locker room.
Yeah, we're the mega heels. We have to hate everybody.
Some level of kayfabe there.
I'm sure backstage they were all in tears like the rest of us. Just like. There goes the guy who probably brought half of them in the first place.
Just to be there when a legend goes out.
Yeah. Even like Kevin Kelly said, a lot of American fans, how they know him is from his WCW time, and there's nothing wrong with knowing him that way, but it's like seeing that guy from who let's just be honest, could have kept WCW going if they had used guys like him properly. And got introduced fans to Japanese wrestling, and he's probably a lot of people even have New Japan World now. And to see him go out, it was really cool. Sad, yeah, but I mean, you can't beat a career like Liger's. You cannot beat a career.
Cannot, and that's why I hope. We said it last week. I really hope he's going to be one of the inductees to the WWE Hall of Fame. Not just for what he did in WCW, and then of course he had the Tyler Breeze match in NXT. Just wrestling in general, there's already a precedent set that they have inducted people into the WWE Hall of Fame that were not involved with WWE in any sort of way.
Fujinami was in the Legends match.
Exactly. So I think it's very possible we could see Liger, and I hope it's this year.
You're right. It would make the most sense.
It makes the most sense. You're riding off of his
on it,
retirement. This is the right time to do it.
He invented the shooting star press. That alone makes him. He should go
Exactly.
into everybody's Hall of Fame. I don't care if you like high flying or not. The guy invented one of the most famous wrestling moves of all time. He needs to go in everyone's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it would definitely make the Hall of Fame
I
a
don't
must-see
think he ever
event
brocked
this year.
it,
So yeah. Now, before we get into this weekend's events, we do want to send.
After Brock did it, he was like, "Yeah, okay, maybe that was a bad idea."
No, yeah, Brock should have never done that. Sure, he did it in OVW.
Should have practiced it more.
Yeah.
At least.
Before we get into this weekend's events, I just want to send our positive thoughts to the families affected in Australia. Of course, there's a lot of wrestling talent there. Tenille Dashwood, the Iconics are from that area. So, and many more. Those are the ones that are obviously mainly active right now. But there's a lot going on out there, obviously, with the wildfires. If it's starting to rain, there's getting a lot of cheers, but it's devastating. The pictures, the videos. I shared a link on a reality TV show podcast I'm on that someone on reality TV who's from that area has shared a link to donate to the Australian Red Cross. I'm going to put that link here in this video. If you have the means to donate, if you can, please do. That link will be down below in the description. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say also Patty Mills from the Spurs. I know has been posting.
Of course,
some
Patty
stuff.
Mills from the Spurs. He's got family there. He's from there. Yeah.
And just looking at some of the stuff that they've been posting and seeing about it, like it's even hard to comprehend how big Australia is and how much land is burning and being affected. Like it's mind-boggling when you see it kind of put in proportion. It's crazy.
I think somebody posted a video how Australia compares to the size of the United States, and it's pretty much the size of the 48 contiguous United States, and the wildfires are all over the place. So hopefully those get put out soon. If you have family and friends there, hopefully they are safe. And, of course, we woke up this morning to find out that there was 2 earthquakes in Puerto Rico.
Jeez.
A lot of devastation there. We're still waiting to see what the numbers come out. They're already recovering enough from energy issues with the past hurricanes as well. So hopefully that gets resolved soon. And, of course, we never like violence. Well, we like violence when it's choreographed. But for wartime is always a scary thing. Mike and I, and I'm sure Tommy, have friends that are in the military.
Yeah, for sure.
This is Military City, USA. So in some ways, this town is affected by what goes on in the Middle East. And hopefully this is a conflict that doesn't escalate beyond the much joked about World War III. Yeah. I really hope World War III stays as a long-time WCW pay-per-view that I hope one day they'll bring back just for an event one time. But hopefully everyone's safe. Hopefully everybody comes home soon, and it's just something that we don't have to deal with in our lifetime.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, on to the fun stuff, the wrestling stuff here. It's been a year, believe it or not, since Walter debuted at NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. Damn it, I thought I was going to get it every time this time.
Aha, it was just on a counter.
Yes.
And it wasn't even the hard NXT UK one.
Yeah, I know. But Blackpool 2, same venue. Pretty much the same date, because last year it was on a Saturday. This year it is going to be on a Sunday. So this Sunday you're getting 2 wrestling shows. You can wake up and watch Blackpool 2, watch some NFL playoffs, and then watch Impact HardToKill that night. So 5 matches on the card. The interesting one here, the Mustache Mountain has kind of been split up, and they're each running singles matches here. So Tyler Bate going against Jordan Devlin is probably going to open the show. Well, let's be honest. The Tag Team Championship is going to open the show. Yeah. It seems to be the tradition here. But we'll start with the 2 singles matches where there's no titles on the line. Bate versus Devlin. Tina submitted picks for these shows. Yay.
Hooray.
She is going with Tyler Bate, representing Mustache Mountain on this one. So what are you guys thinking?
Jordan Devlin has always had good matches. His match with Finn, which one was that?
I think that was Blackpool.
Was it Blackpool? Was it already a year ago? Crap.
Yeah, no, Cesaro showed up a year ago, I thought.
No, Cesaro was more recent.
That might have been Finn. Yeah, that was a year ago. Blackpool,
Anyway, my point was that he's always having good showings, but I just feel like Tyler Bates again is. I'm going to go with Bates. I mean, he's young, but he's one of their top guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with Devlin, actually, simply because I think Balor beat him last year. It's like Devlin's got a little bit of retribution here. Like, come on, he's got to win once in front of the Blackpool crowd, right? Tommy, what about you?
You're gonna have to lone wolf this one. I'm going Tyler Bate as well. I just think I don't know. After his what didn't you nearly go with an hour with Walter like at the last takeover? So I don't know. Well, it's sort of underhanded tactics, which is not out of Devlin's realm of possibility. I just think Tyler Bate's gonna take this one. Probably get himself in line for another shot.
All right. Trent Seven versus Eddie Dennis. Tina's going Eddie Dennis. I'm going with Trent Seven. What about you guys?
I'm going Trent Seven. I'm sticking with Mustache Man.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Right,
British strong style.
Yeah, Trent Seven for me too.
Not saberism.
Now here we go into the title matches. A ladder match. Most likely going to open the show. 4-way ladder match. Gallus, the defending champs, against Imperium. The grizzled young vets. And yes, they are in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, and that is their name on the bracket, by the way. Against Mark Andrews and Flash.
Still the best tag team name
ever. Tina is going with the grizzled young vets for this one.
They also still need Gallows to sing their theme song.
Grizzled young vet. He's the grizzled young. Yes.
That'd be great.
What are you guys thinking on this ladder match? It's gonna be epic, man. 4-way ladder match.
I think, and this is kind of because of what's coming up with Worlds Collide. Mm-hmm. I'm going with Imperium because I know they're supposed to be facing off against Undisputed Era, and I think you might be looking at all the UK titles versus all the
NXT titles.
You know?
I see that. I can see that. What about you, Tommy?
I can see that. I just don't know if that's what they'll do. Honestly, I feel like Gallus is going to retain. I feel like I could be wrong, but I just feel like Gallus is going to retain. I don't know why. I just.
They're a strong team too.
Yeah, I think that's why. It's because they're such a strong team. This be like the first time the UK title will be defending the ladder match, and whoever wins this is going to have the bragging rights of having that no matter what. So that's just my feeling.
And Mike had kind of had my logic right there. They have Worlds Collide coming up.
Okay.
Undisputed Era versus Imperium. I'm picking Imperium here just because. It's going to make that match even more high profile. Dare I say, possibly even the main event of that whole event. Undisputed versus Imperium.
Yeah, so. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you guys are right, but I think I'm still tired. So
and then
we got a chance to redeem ourselves.
And then watch it be the little guys like Andrews and Morgan Webster.
Yeah, so the guys without a tag team name, right? NXT UK Women's Championship. Kaylee Ray defending against Toni Storm and Piper Niven. Tina going against Toni Storm. This is tough.
When I was reading, I was like, ugh.
And I'm a little surprised that Toni Storm is back here. I really thought she was going to be making her debut on the main NXT, possibly even showing up on the main roster at this point because I think she's primed for that. But I feel like they still need her star power because honestly, since she dropped the title, they took Rhea Ripley over. And you haven't really heard much of the NXT UK women. There's nothing against them, but Toni Storm was such a high-profile champion.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I mean, they did bring Kaylee Ray in for the Survivor Series stuff.
Yeah.
Remember, she was the one coming on
War Games, Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So.
But, I mean, Toni Storm is definitely the bigger
name
star, yeah. I think I'm going to go with Kaylee Ray to retain, though. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're ready to just give it back to Toni yet.
It's true. I think this is the first time she's faced off with her since she lost the title.
I think so.
Yeah. What about you, Tommy?
I'm going Kaylee Ray as well. Same reason. And if Toni Storm is sticking with UK, I think if she does win it back, it'd be like in a one-on-one match with her. If they go at each other again in another big show, then I think it'll be Toni Storm. But this time around, I'm picking Kaylee Ray.
I am going to go with Toni Storm. Actually, I have a feeling she's sticking around there for a little bit with the UK. I mean, she's such a big star over there, but I think she's going to be pinning Piper for it. So it's going to set up such a big program throughout the year. I think with her and Kaylee Ray. At least I hope, right? NXT UK Championship. Walter against Joe Coffey. Coffey again challenging for this title. Last year he challenged Pete Dunne for it.
Yeah.
Wasn't successful, but that was a hell of a hard hitting match as well. Yeah. So this time he gets Walter.
There's a better choice.
Yeah.
I couldn't be Pete Dunne.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But
you've been upgraded.
I wouldn't doubt if Coffey brings it to Walter.
It's like fighting the evolution version of a Pokemon. What? Pete Dunne is evolving.
Yeah, I'm picking Walter to retain though, but this one is gonna. I think
it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be intense. Walter's gonna come out pretty bruised. And let's be honest, this is probably the toughest challenge to Walter's title.
Guaranteed harder hits than anything you see on the football weekend.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Or am I?
I
don't know, man.
Call me Toriano right now because I'm just gonna shrug and keep going. By the way, he was hilarious all weekend, Toriano. Oh my God.
Believe it,
dude.
He's funny.
Yeah, I'm going Walter.
Walter, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're all going Walter. That's an easy one.
Walter.
Yep.
Walter.
So, quick question, not to get us off topic. Where do you see Walter losing this down the line?
I don't know
Back
if
to
I
Bates,
do.
or
I don't know if I do.
I mean, he's got to eventually, or you think he'll like?
I think honestly,
Cesaro.
I would hope so.
You stole my 1 minute. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, that's, honestly, I feel like there's nobody in that area, in that region, that can take it from him. He's such a big star. And let's be honest, when he was showing up we're working some WWE TV and NXT TV, at times he feels a little out of place. I don't know if it's just the body type or whatever, and the crowd doesn't react as well as this crowd does to him. But I feel like you need such an overpowering presence to take it. And right now, Cesaro is the one link to that crowd that could really pop for him winning the title.
Look, I'm not going to debate anything you just said because you said Cesaro, and I'm down for
No,
that.
I know,
But that's if WWE would pull that off.
I know. And how do you really tease those together?
The only other person I could think of would be like if like Cassius Ohno is really sticking around with the UK thing more. But then even then, I think he'd do it as a heel.
Okay.
And like
Yeah,
kind
see,
of
that'd
turn
be interesting
Walter
only
face.
because
So you have to turn Walter face again because he's been kind of a heel with Imperium.
Yeah, Ono's almost become like a coach.
Yeah,
For a lot of, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah, that's true.
It'll be interesting to see how they do this, but they're coming up on a year with Walter having the reign. He debuted a year ago this event, and I think was it WrestleMania weekends when he finally beat Pete Dunne? So,
Yeah, it was.
yep.
Yeah, at the takeover in
New York.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So, we'll see. Now on to honestly an event that I have been anticipating and looking forward to the most since it was announced. Impact HardToKill, the first Impact event of the decade, and highlighted obviously by Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard. We're going to get to that later. There's 8 matches on this card. They generally don't have a pre-show, but this is a full-on event for Impact. Friday night, they're going to be in town here in San Antonio, working a co-promoted show with River City Wrestling, RCW, at the Freetail Brewery. It's Bash at the Brewery 2, Friday night at Freetail, 8 p.m. Central Time. If you can't make it, it is going to be on Impact Plus. If you don't have Impact Plus, it's a 30-day trial right now if you want to sign up, and it's going to be pretty cool to watch that. On Saturday, they're going to be in Arlington Brawl and Fan Fest at the Backyard Arlington on Saturday at 1 p.m., and anybody can watch it for free. They're going to have it on their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Impact Wrestling.
Nice.
Which in essence is basically Impact's version of the WWE Network. It's on 24/7. They're showing a lot of classic stuff, a lot of live feeds. It's really cool, honestly, if I'm sitting there working from home, feel like watching a little wrestling, and I'm kind of seeing just about everything on WWE Network at this point. So I'll load it up and see what they're showing. They're showing a lot of highlights. It's pretty cool. So those 2 events are leading up. There's no title matches on the card for Bash of the Brewery 2, but last Bash of the Brewery, they had some major things happen with title changes. You never know what can happen. It definitely showed that the Impact Plus shows are worth watching, and there's even more build-up into HardToKill coming in. So
Yeah, for sure.
now back to HardToKill. 8 matches, as I said. We'll start with Ken Shamrock versus Madman Fulton. Tina's going with Ken Shamrock. Me personally, I'm going with Fulton. I think this is a way for Shamrock to put this guy over. He's such a big guy, a big part of OVE. I could see Fulton being the one coming out victorious here. So what about you guys?
I think I'm gonna go Fulton too.
Yeah, me too, actually. Because I was going to go Shamrock originally, but what you just said made a lot of sense. So I think we'll go Fulton.
Yeah, I feel like they're building up as like the next big guy.
Yeah, and I
so.
mean, Shamrock's coming back. I mean, he doesn't necessarily need wins at this point.
No.
Yeah.
He's got his name. He is who he is, and you can only, facing him, you can only get recognition from it. So beating him could, make it that much better for him.
Yeah, and I'm impressed at how much of a star power he has too. Still, or not star power, but how great he looks at his age. Too.
Right.
Still
Yeah.
built,
Just-
muscular,
yeah,
and everything.
physique.
So, yeah,
They think him and Jericho must go to the same gym or something.
DDP yoga, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
probably.
Probably, yeah.
Excuse me.
Moose versus Rhino, the spear versus the gore. Gore. Moose. Tina's going Moose. I'm going Moose. Is anybody not going with Moose at this point? Taking a shot with Rhino.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Moose.
Yeah. Tommy's thinking about it.
I really am, because
those old ECW.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing stopping me. I'll go Moose. All right,
okay. Moose.
The old ECW me is like feeling very betrayed at this current moment. Oh, real quick before we continue, it's kind of off topic, but it's still going. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet I shared. Like, this comedian I follow said, if you're a black person who likes Creed, then you watch your wrestling in the Attitude Area. Yeah. And I said, I love Creed, so guilty.
Tommy, again, you missed the perfect response. I guess that was my sacrifice.
Ah, there it is.
I did miss that. And after, I think you said that before, and I was just like, damn it.
Did I already tell you that? Yeah,
I could have said yes, and it took me higher. Crap! All these good lines I could have used.
You're really putting yourself in your own prison. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I had their first couple of CDs. They're pretty awesome.
Let's move on before Mike goes through the entire Creed library.
And he's gonna. Hey, look, he's thinking about it.
Now,
because I'm rusted and weathered.
All right, let's take this show. Let's take this show higher. Brian Cage versus Rob Van Dam. Tina's picking Brian Cage, and I'm kind of back and forth on this. The way they've built Rob Van Dam up, and just kind of flaunting how badass he supposedly is and everything with his wife and everything. I'm actually, and this it's funny to me to say this, that this is, I think, an upset, but I am picking Rob Van Dam. Somehow he's going to cheese his way to a win here.
Yeah, man, we're on the same page with a lot of this.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. I was like, I think Rob Van Dam, I think he's going to cheat to win or get somebody.
I was going to say something similar. So.
Sorry, Tina, you're lone wolfing a lot of this shit. So
because like I don't know, like I'm loving this arrogant heel Rob Van Dam. It's not like, okay, first of all, it's not new. Let's just be honest. This is kind of but it's like we haven't seen it in so long. It feels new. It's kind of like whenever Jericho does something now. It's like I think everyone's just calling Jericho, hey, how do you keep this fresh? No, all right, cool, no problem. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience. And he just tells them what to do. And the fact that we can see more of Katie Forbes does not hurt my feelings at all. I'm good.
All right. I figured Katie Forbes was going to come to that conversation at some point. So
I can't help it. She's very nice to me.
All right. Eddie Edwards versus Michael Elgin. Tina loves Eddie Edwards. Is sticking with Eddie Edwards. Him and Katie. I'm kind of confused by the way Elgin has been pushed in this promotion since he signed with Impact.
It is.
He came in as like a big thing. He was supposed to be like the big challenger to Brian Cage, and then he's kind of fallen off the wayside. Like, what are they doing? Is he supposed to be this big bad monster? What's going on?
I think one thing that they're trying not to do too much, because he's doing so much with Pro Wrestling Noah right now, because he keeps going over there for their shows. Like I don't know if I told you guys this, but Pro Wrestling Noah actually ran 2 shows in the Corcoran Hall, because usually
you did mention that on the previous show.
Because usually Corcoran Hall is where New Japan has New Year's Dash the very next day after Wrestle Kingdom. But actually, they didn't even go there for New Year's Dash. So they had Corcoran Hall was completely free. Pro Wrestling Noah went there for 2 nights, sold out both nights, and they had a lot of title changes. And I think Elgin was there for both nights. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one thing with this, is that like they're trying to keep that, and especially after they screwed up with New Japan so bad, they're trying they're like this, like, if we could stay in Japan, we've got a chance. Noah, you want Michael Elgin? Take him. Here, Elgin. He's all yours. Use him to your heart's content.
I'm back and forth on this, but I think I'm going to go with Elgin. I figure he needs a win badly.
Yeah.
And with no title on the line, I see this as a prime chance to give that to him. So
I think I'm going to go with Tina on this one and go Eddie Edwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go Eddie Edwards. You're going to be lone wolf in this one.
All right. It's fine. Come on, Michael Elgin. We do that. All right.
Do it.
The title matches here. The Impact Tag Team Championship. The North defending it against Rich Swann and Willie Mack. I think the North recently were elected Impact's Tag Team of the Year. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they had such a great
year. I would say rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so.
They had a really good run. Yeah.
I think especially after LAX left. Again, not knocking Alex for leaving. They they did it the right way and everything. I just think the North really came in to really fill that role in the right way, as being that great heel tag team and just being a great tag team. Period. Yeah. So yes, I really like how they just came in, and filled in the role that they knew they were supposed to. Yeah. And they're a great team already. It's just like they really stepped it up after LAX left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are going to be. Oh, no, actually, no, I'm thinking of a different match here. I think the North is going to be on Bash at the Brewery already. trying to find the match that they're in.
Yeah,
we mentioned Michael Logan. He's going to be wrestling Joey Ryan at Bash of the Brewery too. So
okay,
that's going to be
I was
fun.
on the fence about going to that show, but now I'm going to have to go to that show now.
The North is going to be wrestling the Rascals. The titles are not going to be on the line.
Yeah, you said there were no title matches.
Yeah, there are no title matches. They're going to be wrestling, but not on the line. But
at Bash of the Brewery.
My interest is if the Rascals happen to win that match, if they would get added to this. I say something big could happen. So you never know. They could try and sneak their way in.
Yeah. I can see some. I can see them like stating their case that they should be added in. Yeah.
If they make this some sort of triple threat. So.
If say if they win, then Desmond Xavier and it's just we beat them 2 nights ago, so we should be in this match. So yeah,
could definitely see that. So, but I am going to go with the North to retain. I feel like they're probably the hottest tag team Impact has right now. They're running such a great run with this as heels.
Yeah,
and I feel like they're top, really the top heels right now for them to keep the belts. Tina's also picking with the North as well. So, what about you guys?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the North.
Okay.
I think, like you said, they're just the best tag team to have right now, the most consistent.
And even if they were to lose the Bash in the Brewery, and we were theorized if the Rascals get added, they could still find a way to win. So just keep that up, So
I'm actually gonna lone wolf this. I'm gonna go Rich Swann and Willie Mack.
Right.
I think they'll they could find a way to win. I mean, the North could probably get them back like the very next week or something like that. But I just think at this particular show that I think they'd find a way to pull out a victory.
All right. Impact X Division Championship and not a gimmick match, surprisingly. Thought maybe they might have something here, but it's just Ace Austin versus Trey Miguel. Ace Austin is just a total dick. It's great. It really is.
I can't lie. I enjoy
Mr.
it.
Steal Your Wife kind of thing. He's running with that, and he's going to be coming to Heavy Metal Wrestling, I think, in February or March. I can't remember which show.
I can't remember either, but he's
He's gonna be coming there. So
I think February. Now that you say that, I think
it's Valentine's Day weekend of all things, right?
Well, I'm not taking my wife.
No, I
Steal your Valentine.
Yeah, guys, if you're going to the show with Ace Austin, leave your wives at home. Right?
Yeah, I don't take my wife. I just got her, dude.
Yeah, Tina is picking Ace Austin. I feel inclined to pick Ace Austin. I feel like he's just making such a big name for himself with the X Division right now, so he's keeping eyes on that division. But I know you really like Trey Miguel right now.
I know, I do, but yeah, I think I'm going to go Ace Austin. I think he's building himself up way too much as this mega heel, especially in the X Division.
Make it a clean sweep.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I think? Really think with him, I think he's going to build up his star power so much to actually get a heavyweight title shot. Mm-hmm. He's going to be like one of those X Division guys who breaks through.
Doesn't he always have? Doesn't the X Division champion always have option? Was it option C?
I don't know if it's always, but
or is it just at a certain event?
Maybe? I
always forget how that
Glory?
works.
Destination X.
Destination X. There we go.
They might have changed it, but I think it's only at certain events unless they made it whatever.
Yeah.
But
I want to say was it last year or the year? It was the year before. I think Brian Cage cashed in at Bound for Glory and lost to Johnny Impact.
Yeah.
So I think
I can't remember
Johnny insert name here
because I don't even know if they run Destination X consistently. They're still trying to get that back under
so it could be an anytime they want thing. I don't know. They might have switched that.
I thought it's
I think you might be right.
Or you could always give up the title. For a shot.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I'm just spacing.
But I'm not 100%. But
yeah. Now the Impact Knockouts Championship, Taya Valkyrie defending in a triple threat match against Jordan Grace and ODB. Now, interesting thing to point out here. We're recording this on Tuesday. Tonight on Impact. Jordan Grace and ODB were in a tag team with Tenille Dashwood against Taya Valkyrie, and I forget who else was on her team. I think it was Kiera Hogan and Madison Rain. And Grace hit her finisher on Taya, went for the cover. ODB threw her off and took the cover herself. So technically ODB got the pin on this one. At Bash of the Brewery 2, Jordan Grace is going to get to go one-on-one with Taya Valkyrie. And I wouldn't be surprised. It is non-title, but I wouldn't be surprised if Grace got the pin on Taya that night.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
So we could potentially be going into this match with both challengers having gotten a pinfall on Taya Valkyrie. Tina's picking Jordan Grace, and I know she's going to hate me for picking this, but I am going to, because the way they have booked this with Taya Valkyrie, I think Taya's going to win. She somehow finds a way to sneak around and get a pin, whether it's ODB or whoever fitting their finish on the other, and then she throws them out of the ring. I feel like this is just classic Taya Valkyrie, and I think Grace is eventually going to win the title, but it's going to have to be a full-on one-on-one match with it on the line. So I think Taya's going to retain, unfortunately. I know she's fast becoming that excuse me, excuse me, that champion that everyone loves to hate because she's held the damn title for so long and just doesn't, win clean, so to speak. So, what about you guys?
I'm not afraid of 2-11, as you can already see. So I'm going with Tina. I'm going with Tina on this one. I want Grace to take that title off of her. No fear in 2020, man.
All right, Tommy.
Valkyrie. I can't even explain.
No.
Why,
Swear to God, if you go 2-11 2 weekends in a row, there's something wrong here.
I can't. 'Cause there's only, actually, wait.
There's 13 matches.
Yeah.
You got a chance.
I am Mr. 211.
Oh man,
Everyone needs a gimmick.
yeah.
I don't see what we've seen worse.
I mean, what's his name had the losing streak for forever. Ryder and Hawkins or Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins did, yes. Seen a lot of pinfalls recently. Now, the match that has sold this pay-per-view from the moment it was announced.
Yep.
Sami Callihan defending against Tessa Blanchard. Tina, of course, is picking Tessa Blanchard. And let's face it, this is the biggest thing. This could be the whole payoff to Tessa versus OVE. Obviously, we all think OVE is going to get involved somehow.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys thinking? Who's going to come out on top here?
We've talked about this before. I feel like if you want Tessa to win it, you have to do it at one of your bigger shows. I'm going to go Callahan to retain.
All right. Tommy?
I think they're going to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Callahan to retain.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna hold on to it for a little while, and then it would it'll be a really huge moment. But I don't think it'll be this soon.
I did say it on a previous 1 minute warning. As high profile the match this is, and it's going to be awesome. I mean, when these two main evented a pay per view last year, it tore the house down, and I wasn't expecting that match to be a pay per view. It was just straight up 1-on-1, the two of them. But I have said, I don't think Tessa will win this event. It's going to be a great match, but this is the golden opportunity to bring back a lockdown. That I'm hoping,
I agree.
I'm hoping it happens this year. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
Hey, you got stability. You got a great TV station. Pay-per-views down the line here. This is the prime year to bring Lockdown back, and it would make most sense for Tessa to win at Lockdown in a cage where OVE cannot get involved. Well, we think they could not get involved, right? So
I could see you're losing here, but then have a lockdown where they try to climb the cage, but then everyone else who hates OVE, Ken Shamrock and Mac and Swan, just run out and just grab
Mac Swan, Brian Cage. I mean,
and Brian Cage attack Fulton and have all three of them fighting on the outside, and I don't know, Elix Skipper can come back through the crowd and do another do a moonsault off the cage for all time.
Now, if Tessa, obviously, if Tessa wins, I'm going to be excited for that. I'm going to be super excited for that because 2 weeks later she'll be in town with that title, which would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's no downside to the show.
No.
Either result will work. I just think that to me, I think they're booking as a okay. Let me rephrase that. I think their booking will be smart either way. If she loses, it may be through some scrupulous means, and she'll have an argument for a title shot, and she'll fight her way back to be #1 contender.
Yeah.
If she wins, Sami Callihan will sound off about how she didn't earn it, she was entitled, blah, 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 and get his rematch, and you'll have that series going. So either way, and I can't believe these words are about to leave my mouth, and it's going to be really weird to say, I trust Impact's booking with this.
yeah,
Current Impact.
What?
been a long time since you could say that.
What
right?
the hell year are we in where I just said that and I was actually confident with it?
2020.
I trust Impact.
Maybe
booking.
you can say they're seeing things clearly now in 2020.
Tommy's done.
Oh, no fear.
No fear. Could Mike go 2-11?
Mr. 211.
Yeah. That is our picks for
I swear to
Impact
God, I
Hard
want
to
to
Kill.
make you a shirt that says that. You can't tell anybody what it
swear.
means.
I swear, man.
Just have to walk around with this Mr. 211. Everyone's be like, what the?
By the
You're
way,
from San Antonio. It's 210. Hello.
yeah. By the way, Kayfabe News is reporting that the U.S. is sending Hulk Hogan into the Middle East. So we'll see what happens. Real American.
Well, I mean, they also reported Brock Lesnar's new wrestling deal, which I still am not entirely convinced is fake.
Yeah, I don't know if they realize that may not be.
Yeah, you want to read that headline because I think you're the one that shared it with us.
Oh, but yeah, let me see if we can.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
signed a deal where he doesn't have to work any matches.
Yeah, he signed an exclusive 3-year 0-date contract. I think it was.
And honestly, I just said, so his deal now.
Could be true, you know.
I'm not convinced it's not real.
Yeah,
It's really sad when kayfabe news posts something and you're not sure if it's fake or not.
it's hilarious. There it is.
No. First of all, the other kayfabe news one was Lesnar makes New Year's resolution to work less hectic WWE schedule in 2020.
Which I also believe could be
That
true.
was the second one. I don't know what happened to it.
You had it in there somewhere, but basically
It's
like,
fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that his new exclusive deal is 0 dates.
0 dates.
Probably true.
Mr. All Days Off.
Yes, he's already Mr. Most Days Off. We'll quickly discuss that we were talking about before. Obviously, if you saw Raw, he opened Raw, announced. Okay, first of all, if he enters 1 and wins the Rumble, it's not historic. It's been done already.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 other times.
Now, if your idea is that
The champion has also been in the Rumble because
Yeah.
technically it was defended.
Yes.
It's twice.
So if you're saying he's going in as champion at number 1 and winning the whole thing, does that imply the championship is on the line?
It should.
I hope in the next weeks, like you said, that's something that kind of plays out like.
Because the way those words were said, it's like, okay, he's got to put the title on the line. That's the only way you make this a historic moment. Now, do I think if he enters number 1, will he win it all with the championship on the line? No, this is the prime opportunity where you bring Cain Velasquez back and set up something at Mania.
So is it okay? Maybe it's just me because of how I feel about the booking of Brock Lesnar. It's like this made me care less about the Rumble.
Yeah,
I heard that I was like, wow,
we could have had a Rumble without that title being defended. I would have been okay
It
with
has the potential to make it real gimmicky and take a lot of the fun out of it.
It
Yeah.
does, yeah. And everyone's only going to care about is the Women's Rumble. But if you pull some crap where Lesnar is like taken out of the match early and then comes back all crazy, hype, whatever, that would suck. Because the fans are going to boo. If your idea is you want him to win and the fans boo, then sure,
There's no
have him win the Rumble.
He can't win.
He can't. Yeah, he's already done it
should.
before.
We've said that so many times already, and be like, "Oh no, they did," but he can't.
I hope not. I hope not.
And like even if he wins the number 1, isn't Rey Mysterio still technically like even though he was number 2, did he technically still win the longest Rumble? Besides, I don't count the Greatest Royal Rumble. I refuse to count that.
No, we don't count that.
No, isn't because I think
62 minutes.
I think so. I think one Rumble went 64, but I think Ray still has a record of being in there the longest.
Being in there,
Yes.
Yeah. So
From start to finish.
And-
so to me, it's like it's still.
and I'm pretty sure still Kurt Hawkins was never officially eliminated from like the 2014 one.
well, Kurt Axel was never eliminated.
Curtis
Kurt
Axel.
Axel, yes.
Curtis
Kurt
Axel.
No, I think because I don't think Hawkins was eliminated from one either. I think both of them are still in the Rumble.
Oh, shit.
So honestly,
So there could be 32 people in this Rumble. Let's hope.
No,
or 51.
or technically,
Mansoor.
or technically,
we're not over there, so he
Yeah.
can't win.
or technically, Hawkins and Ryder.
He's like Captain Britain. He's not powerful when he's not.
So Hawkins and Axel could get thrown out, but legally they should be let back in because they never
Exactly.
finished.
It's like they have an
Closing
extra
the loop.
life coin.
Yes. They just got to grab a 1-up, right?
That'd be so cool if you actually had that in a Rumble, like a return coin or something like that you could.
That
fight
would
for.
actually be have a couple matches where you get like a mulligan.
Kofi Kingston would have won one 5 years ago if they had that.
But that's actually not a bad idea. Like a second chance at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Like you win something, a briefcase, a card, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you get to come back in when they get down to the Final Four or something.
Or whatever you want.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I would literally come in right as the last guy got eliminated, rush in. And
That'd be smart. That'd be a way to do it.
I still wish Santino Marella would have won that one year.
Oh, my God. They teased us so bad that it was Del Rio. And that was a 40-man Rumble, too. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I still wish Santino Marella would have won.
Remember that year where they teased him? They teased him in that. They teased him in the Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
That's like one of the few
man.
times that's one of those times I wish a comedy wrestler would win the world title because why not?
The Rumble is fun. We're going to be
got-
talking about it in a couple weeks.
So we got a comedy wrestler winning the world title right now.
Hey-yo.
There we go.
He's a comedy act anyway.
All right. Our 1-minute warning time here. Mike, you ready to cut a promo? What are you going to be doing this week?
Yeah, let's just go with it.
Let's go. Are we talking Cesaro? Are we talking? What are we doing here? I need to know if I need
Iconic
to sing your
Cesaro.
Huh?
Boom. Put Cesaro with the icon. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That actually would be like a lot of fun. Could you imagine them talking to the ring?
Hey, Cesaro.
He'll be saying, you got to be joking me in all the languages that he knows, too.
Cesaro's number one champion? You got to be joking me. Cesaro is iconic.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we just took it.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Go.
No, actually, in all seriousness, no. So, talking about Cesaro, right before the new year, I don't think I might have mentioned this last time, but I didn't talk about it on the 1 minute warning. A lot of people were giving him flack because he was coming out with like the hot pants, the 3/4 pant type gimmick thing, and then right before New Year's, he posted like going back to basics, right? And then you saw him on the SmackDown right after New Year's. He just came out with black trunks. He's got a nice, like his old kind of jacket, but I don't know if you've noticed, he's got the uppercut code on his arm. It's like down, back, and
Dragon Punch uppercut.
It's like
Nice.
it's like that, and then punch. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And again,
That's when shit got real.
For real.
I mean, the guy does nothing but deliver awesome matches. I enjoy him, like him with Nakamura and Sammy especially, because Sammy is Sammy, and what he's turned into now just cracks me up. Is great, but just give him something like. On the one day Brock wants to work this year, work with Cesaro. It'll probably be easy for you too, right? He can just lift you up a few times. You don't even have to do stuff.
If he gets Lesnar the Giant Swing, I will mark the fuck out.
They should just do Cesaro like they did Kofi this year, like last year for Mania. They should just let him have his moment.
He isn't.
That's going to be up to the fans to make it an organic thing. That's the thing.
I've been calling for that since he won the Andre the Giant Rumble.
Yeah.
First one.
How they botched that afterwards with the Heyman thing is one of my biggest pet peeves of the last decade.
Yeah.
In a way, winning that match is like a kiss of death because Corbin won it.
Who's gotten better because of winning it? I mean, Corbin kind of, but like
Corbin was a surprise, and we were there for that.
Right,
that he won that.
I mean, Big
which
Show
also
was Big
featured
Show.
Shaq.
Yeah.
That was fun.
that was funny.
But but
Who
go
won?
ahead.
Who won last year? I don't even know who's won the last few years.
Good question.
Like it's not as important, right?
Exactly.
Like Corbin eventually got into a main event thing, which
I think Mojo Rawley won it last year.
No,
was it Mojo?
That was the year it was outside.
That was the year at San Francisco when Gronk came and got involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's done wonders for him.
Yeah. So it's like, what are you gonna do? It's you made such a big deal about this, and Hogan was introducing the match, and then now it's on the pre-show. So I mean, I don't know how important this battle.
You should attach something to it, like you get the
future
first
title
title.
shot.
Braun Strowman won it last year.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
But
he was already hot though.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but like
And
a
he
title
has-
shot would be more of an
like
incentive
within the
for people
next
to win it.
month, or like you get the first title shot at the new champ, if there's, or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That would be a good incentive, especially because I mean, honestly, right now, it's just a placeholder to get people on the card.
And I know they did it in an idea to honor Andre, but
When did Andre ever win a battle royal?
he used to. Not like official Royal Rumbles or stuff, but he used to always win like they do the house show Rumbles because he was so big.
okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
That's fine.
although okay, real quick before I saw this because Big Show came back last night. They were like, I saw someone post, well, spoiler, we already know who's going to win the Rumble now because Big Show's so big. How are you ever going to throw him over the ropes? Which they say every year when he's in there, and then he always goes out like right off the bat.
That is
Yeah.
that is the Royal Rumble soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's
Why can't they do that for Lesnar? Like, you know what? As 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just wait outside the ring. And once you get like 9 or 10 people, everybody get in there and just throw Lesnar out.
Literally 2 through 29 should just say like number 2 should get in the ring and immediately slide underneath the bottom rope.
And
just
then
wait.
when number 10 Cesaro comes down, he leads the charge. Full circle.
Book it.
honestly they should just wait till
Hashtag book it.
all 30 are just out there and like when number 30's out there, they all look at Lesnar. He's just like crap.
But can you imagine that like hour waiting for everyone to just line up outside?
Why not? We watch an hour of Raw and nothing happens.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Touche. All right, Tommy.
Oh yeah, and I'm not picking on every single Raw, but there have been.
I was just going to
3
say
hour
we were
Raws.
watching all the Lana stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Combine that into an hour, then nothing happened. A wedding. Ooh, that's new on WWE TV.
I swear, the only wedding that went as planned was Macho Man and Elizabeth when it came to WWE TV. When you think about it.
And we're
Wow,
They-
you're right.
and I think looking back
about
now,
that.
I don't think they were actually married at that point.
No, they weren't. I
They
think
had
they were.
broken
I think,
up,
I think
right?
they were.
Had they? I thought they were still married.
I think.
I thought they
no,
divorced
wait.
later.
They were still married. They were like possibly breaking up at that point.
I watched the Dark Side of the Ring, and they were still together. It wasn't until later on down the line. And
I thought I had seen something where or maybe it was when they reunited in WCW.
Then they were
broken up by then.
Maybe I mixed it up.
I think she was dating Luger at that point.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We talking more Japanese wrestling?
Yep.
We are. Pro Wrestling Noah.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey. Go.
Okay, so Pro Wrestling Noah, among other promotions, had also a very, very busy weekend because pretty much most of the titles changed hands at Noah as well. Go Shiozaki became a 4-time GC heavyweight champion.
You have a title going to that weekend in Japan. You're cursed.
For real, dude. Yoshinari Ogawa won the GC Junior Heavyweight Championship, and Naomichi Marufuji, who's been in Impact a lot recently, tag teamed with newcomer. I'm trying to butcher his name, Masaki Mochizuki, to the GC Heavyweight Tag titles. Everyone else retained that weekend. So, but it was it's a pretty good weekend. I mean, like I think everyone who could do a promotion, because one other promotion I'm gonna talk about ran that weekend too, and like everyone was making their money. So, good for them. But another one is a personal one. What was the name of the promotion? Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Thunder Rosa, a Texas legend, who could possibly become a Texas legend. She won the International Princess Championship, and she won on January the 5th. So, I mean, good weekend for wrestling in Japan. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I have to get out there one day. Okay, so it was a fantastic week.
I don't know if you saw her post where she ran into Archer while she was out there. Like they're not there on the same shows, and stuff.
Yeah.
Really? But she ran into him because she was doing some training out there and just happened to like run into him on the street. And they had a picture and posted it.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I missed that. I gotta go look for that. But see, here's the thing though. I guess my biggest point was this is like look at what's happening in the wrestling world right now when like companies are just like not trying to always beat each other out, because no one can deny New Japan is the biggest thing in Japan right now. But the other companies are like saying, you know what, let's just keep doing our thing. I don't think New Japan is actually trying to take anybody down. They're just like doing their own thing. If they happen to get the bigger crowds, that's because they're just putting on these unforgettable matches.
They're more
and
established company.
But Noah's not doing bad either. When you sell out Cork and Hall 2 nights in a row, that's when literally Tokyo Dome is sold out as well. That's a pretty good couple of days. So I mean, it's just cool to see. I'm happy. Hopefully, I hope Noah gets their own like network soon, so I can start watching their stuff again.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
All right, hold on, Jushin, before you start.
Sure.
He does like the Japanese minute now. I do the Cesaro thing. Why is yours not a minute of bliss?
We already have a moment of bliss whenever Lex is on TV, so I don't want to steal that.
I just thought you would be like, here's your minute of bliss. Here's what Alexa did this week.
Yeah. She existed, and wasn't she beautiful at it? Like, oh, whatever.
Isn't she?
She's a face now. Everyone loves her.
Of course, Trish Stratus is still wrestling. I would have the moment of Trish.
I think she was dealing with a sickness too, but
hello,
whatever that Disney stuff she puts on social media. So.
What's in?
Yeah, she puts like everything on social media. So if you want to know what she's doing in her life, she has it out there. So, mine is kind of I want to recommend everybody look up this podcast called The Hedrich Files. Normally they do talks about the challenge and a few other things. There are a lot of reality TV, but the guy that hosts it, along with Scott Yeager from Challenge Mania, they're also big wrestling fans. Cool. And they had an episode this week looking at the last decade of wrestling and recapping it. It's very cool things they talk about. Some of the stuff you forget because 2010 seems so damn long ago. Because in the wrestling world, so much has happened. Can you believe it? This February, WWE Network will be 5 years old. I'm sorry, 6 years old. It's already 5 years old. It launched in 2014. And that single-handedly of the last decade, as Scott Yeager pointed out, was the biggest thing to happen to wrestling in the past 10 years. It changed how we watch wrestling. We weren't budgeting what pay-per-views to buy that year. Yeah. I could spend $10 a month and buy them all. But unfortunately, one thing they did point out, the pay-per-view quality at times has gone a bit down.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's, since we're getting more of it, we get more pay-per-views. We're not investing so much money into it. They're not, it makes you wonder if they're even making as much money off of it. But it has changed the way we watch wrestling. Streaming services have followed. New Japan, of course, has theirs. Impact launched theirs. Ring of Honor kind of has one with Honor Club.
Yeah.
But more so than that, if WWE never launched WWE Network, we don't see a lot of the streaming services you see now. We probably don't see Disney Plus. We're probably not going to get HBO Max. Netflix, maybe it doesn't come out with as many crazy shows as they have now.
Yeah, I think Netflix only existed at that point with content everyone else already had. They had
they hadn't really come with the original stuff.
Yeah.
So when you look back on this and the streaming world and how everything is going over the top, WWE Network was the first to do it. That being said, you need to fix the damn glitches on the Roku app because I keep having issues where it says it's not connected and it's still doing that. So whatever you change when you change the whole format, please fix that. I'm sick of the issues. But that being said, go listen to that podcast. They make a lot of interesting points, and they do crown their wrestler of the decade. And I don't think there's any argument here. It was AJ Styles.
Yeah. Considering how many places he went from and to, and everyone said his career was over. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So this is funny. I decided when you said that, I was like, okay, so 10 years. So was it 2010? I was at the wrong one. So Wrestle Kingdom 4.
Yeah.
The guy in the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Wow.
and
is he defending or challenging the title?
Defending against Yoshihiro Takayama. Tanahashi was on the mid card, and Okada wasn't even back from excursion yet.
Wow.
And from his TNA days.
I think he was still training. And Naito was still tag team with Yujiro Takahashi as part of No Limit. Prince and Finn Balor, Prince Devitt was still tagging with Ryusuke Taguchi as part of Apollo 55. All these guys who are like mainstays now were nowhere near the main event 10 years ago.
That's crazy.
That's the thing about wrestling. A lot happens in 5 years, let alone 10 years, just because there's so much going on throughout the year.
Was that WrestleMania 26?
That would have been 26.
Which was
Sean's retirement in Arizona.
God, are you...
Yep. Because 25 was in Houston, where Sean Taker was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So an almost, until he came back for one of the Blood Money shows, that was probably one of the longest stayed retired,
I'm not even going to count that match because it was such crap. I'm sorry. I really can't because I don't want to see that as the last one out.
I agree with you, and I like to think of those shows as non-canon, but...
Fair enough. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Okada was in that show, but he was like the first match in the 6-man tag. Basically, like if they had the Never Open
with Liger, I see that
with Liger and Koji Kanemoto. But yeah, so
so I'll challenge this if you want to leave it in the comments here or tweet it at us. What event of the last 10 years would you say is the most memorable thing to happen in all of wrestling? It doesn't have to be WWE, doesn't have to be Impact, but what a major thing would you say is what you're going to take away from the last 10 years? And I know with wrestling, it's hard to limit it to a decade because the Attitude Era kind of ends like right in the middle of a decade and stuff like that.
What of the last 10 years, though?
Of the last 10 years.
I think it's either...
You don't have to answer now. You can think about it, but, comment.
I have ideas. But
yeah.
I have some ideas, and of course mine are kind of Japan-based, but, it's like, to me, it's like, I think the fact that New Japan was able to enter into the American market like they have, to me, is just one of the biggest things. I mean...
And they also talk about that argument without NXT pulling that, without them bringing NXT about and getting some of this indie talent, without WWE pulling a lot of talent from New Japan.
Yeah.
That made people curious about what is going on in New Japan.
Yeah.
So
now, and this is where I do give WWE credit for the global stage that they are, which is why I always say to people, it's like, okay, AEW is a thing, they're not taking it to WWE, and I don't think Impact is trying to take it to WWE. No. That was WCW's mistake, and they're like, yeah, let's not do that again. Mm-hmm. Actually, that was actually one of my favorite posts when someone said that, Vince Russo could help AEW, and someone did the Will Smith meme, and they did like all the mistakes Russo made with WCW. I was like, yes, perfect. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, they provide this global stage. Now, like we've had these arguments with people online. Does that mean WWE's the end all be all? No, it just means that that's a bigger showcase. To me, as far as just pure wrestling and competitiveness goes, I'm still New Japan number one. The global stage WWE is easy number one. They are literally everywhere. They kind of have that right to be. They fought to earn.
But what's more popular in Japan, New Japan or WWE?
Is New Japan.
It's okay. Yeah. So
worldwide WWE, but in Japan specifically, New Japan.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think WWE 2014 and kind of the Rumble and Mania had such a big effect on things
with Punk and everything too.
It's the Punk walking out Mania. It's Brock breaking the streak at Mania, at Rumble. He walked out of Rumble, then Brock breaks the streak and Daniel Bryan starts that. And
which never happens if Punk doesn't leave.
Right.
True.
So that doesn't happen. Brock breaking the streak starts what we've led into now, which is Brock has the title all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this kind of like his matches with Cena. And I know it was kind of 4 years into that, but I think for WWE, that kind of year, that beginning of the year, had the biggest impact in where things are now.
And that was the launch of the network too. So
you can and maybe even go back for Punk to the pipe bomb.
Yeah,
which kind of started his
and
true ascent.
He said as much in his documentary. He stuck around because he wanted to change how things were done. And I think one of his friends told him while he was doing with the idea of contract negotiations, well, you're not going to change it by sitting on your couch. And he went back, and as polarizing as his leaving was, didn't really quit. He got fired. He tried to take a little leave. They were in Chicago. Nobody reached out to him, and then obviously he gets fired on his wedding day.
Yeah.
He sent a picture on his Instagram story. We tweeted it out of an early draft of what the card was planned to be for WrestleMania 30. And if that had happened at 30 would have been shit. Let's be honest here. If what they had planned happened out.
Yeah, 30 would have been nowhere near as good.
And you know what you just made me think about talking about that? Colt Cabana and the Art of Wrestling, which I've always said I'm a huge fan of. Mm-hmm. I personally think he really is the catalyst that started the podcast craze for wrestling.
Yes.
Because I know they've talked about, like I've listened to them, there was some other people kind of doing similar stuff. But his, at the beginning and through most of the decade, was one of the longest and strongest ones. And way before Jericho and Busted Open and, all these other ones got in there.
Steve Austin even.
Austin, you know. So I think he had a big effect on that part of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This hadn't been done, which is pretty cool. It's changed the way that the business is and how we watch it. So, but it's been really cool to see. So
yeah.
And what I always loved about it is getting to learn about the wrestlers as human beings and their lives, and that's always the best part. Like I know for the longest time wrestling wanted to hide that because they wanted to keep it like you believe it's real, but to me, it's harder to hate someone or not get invested. It's easier to get invested in them when you kind of see what their road has been and what they've done to get there.
Yeah,
it's. I've heard wrestlers on there. It's like, oh, I can't hate you now. I know about but
yeah, hate the character, but you respect who they are as a person, and I think that's part of my motivation in wanting to do the interviews that I have, and I want to plan to do more this year. Is getting to know these stories. From wrestlers that you normally probably wouldn't heard of, but are probably out and they're up and up. So
I think 2012 in general was just a big year because I know Ring of Honor had a big year because that was, I think, when Kevin Steen was doing a whole lot with the destruction thing with Scum and everything. Yep. And also now that because I couldn't remember which Wrestle Kingdom it was, I knew it wasn't 4. I knew it was like a couple years later, but Wrestle Kingdom 6 that year, 2012, is when Okada debuted as the Rainmaker.
Okay.
And then then that just shot
for New Japan. That was a huge
New Japan. I mean, because to be honest, that was a huge gamble on their part. Because kind of like, well, not exactly like Kenta did, but like kind of like what Kenta did. He came out immediately after Tanahashi had just retained the title and just said, basically, I'm leading New Japan from now on. You can just take a back seat. Mm-hmm. And to have this young kid who was not really proven say that to Tanahashi was like saying, that's got to be a lot of faith that you put in this guy. He better be good, and he proved it, and still does to this day. Like we're now, we're 8 years later, and he's in the conversation of everyone saying he's one of the best of all time, not just right now, just like ever to do it.
Yeah, and if you're online making the argument, well, he's not WWE, so he can't be the best. Look, if he went to WWE, he's taking less money than he's making now. Yeah. So I'm sorry, WWE has not come through with a contract offer that's going to be beneficial for him to leave everything he has in Japan and be such a star and make more money than he can right now.
Let me tell you, Okada, Tanahashi, and Naito make bank.
Yes.
They get their checks.
Again, WWE's not the be all end all, people. Okay. There's other promotions out there.
I think the only reason Shinsuke left is just because he just felt like it. I think they'd have backed up the truck to keep him there too.
They would have, but I feel like Shinsuke was more motivated to try something new.
Yeah.
And Okada, let's face it, Okada's probably a bigger star than Shinsuke ever was in New Japan. That's debatable.
It's debatable, but like with the current audience, you're probably right. Only because
Okada's moveset's in Tekken, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So
I think one reason Okada blew up so much like he did was because Okay, so it's kind of like to me when people say like only reason Jay White, Will Ospreay are big now is because Kenny Omega left. I was like, yeah, that's partially true, but also if you don't have the talent to back it up, then there's no point. You could. There are plenty of guys who were in wrestling companies when other guys left. They didn't become stars because they didn't have the talent for it.
Yeah.
Okada came in, proved himself against Tanahashi. They had that amazing series that to this day, if they decide to lock up again, I'm good. I mean, like I told you guys, we were in Dallas. The match didn't even start. The fans were on their feet cheering,
watching on TV
because it's like what we just saw was a piece of New Japan history that I don't care how you feel about wrestlers today. Those two, their rivalry is just going to be one of the things that New Japan can always say, "We did this."
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right, this weekend's events are both on Sunday. NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2, nailed it that time. Sunday, January 12th at 10:30 a.m. Central Time from the Empress Ballroom in Blackpool, England on WWE Network.
Sweet.
After that, watch a little bit of football, a couple of playoff games. And then Impact HardToKill is that evening, Sunday, January 12th at 7 p.m. Central Time from the Bomb Factory in Dallas, Texas. It's on pay-per-view and Fight TV app for $40.
And if you can't make it to that, ACW, Guilty by Association, is going to be in Austin, Texas.
Oh, they are running this weekend.
Yeah,
cool.
I might go up there for that.
As we mentioned, Bash at the Brewery 2 will be on Friday night at 8 p.m. on Impact Plus. And Impact is also running their Arlington Brawl and Fan Fest at 1 p.m. Saturday. And that is going to be free on Twitch, on their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Impact Wrestling. So,
sweet.
Nice.
Our Twitter account, of course, at CCG_Wrestling. Subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. Leave us a comment on your thoughts for the show, your thoughts on Wrestle Kingdom, what you think is going to happen this weekend, and even what your thoughts are on those shows. Our Twitter, stay tuned for our Twitter polls for Match of the Night. We'll cap a couple of them out on Sunday evening.
And also say when you cried during the Liger stuff, because you cried. Don't lie to yourself. When did you do it?
If you watch Wrestle Kingdom, let Tommy know when you cried. Yes.
Yeah. Be honest with yourself. I know I cried.
Next week, we will recap NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2 and Impact HardToKill. Fairly short show, unless anything crazy happens in the world of wrestling next week. And that is gearing up, of course, for the Royal Rumble. In 2 weeks, we'll be previewing that. And again, we'll go over how you can make a little money, have some fun with your Royal Rumble watch party.
Which, outside of Becky and Asuka, I don't much care for this year.
You know what to call the Royal Rumble in France? No.
Anyway. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for us this week. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
Hope you catch up on your sleep. Yep. Over here, we got Mike.
No fear in 2020, guys. No fear.
Mr. Tulin.
I was about to say. And I'm JC. I hope I'm not Mr. 3 and 10. And we'll see you next week. Remember, Heels and Babyfaces, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here.
And if you want to watch more WrestleCast videos, I got 3 words for you. Click right here.